Today's video, we need a back plate for this, like this. Kind of a big spoiler alert considering you're seeing this at the beginning. Let's watch it get made. Okay, making the base plate for this little Beaver chuck. Ooh, just a little bit of wiggle. I can't say that's much. There it is, boys and girls. Had one big issue right here when I was doing my contour. I don't know if I lost Z or what, but that's definitely not right. That was supposed to mesh up really well and it never did. So I think I got to drop it down a lot, whatever that thickness is. I'm not sure that's gonna mix up either, match up. Those chamfers came out hot. I like those. So I need to add right there. You can see a little bit of a finishing overlap. Maybe I repeat the finishing pass. I apologize for the heater. It's the only thing keeping it. What does that say? 60 degrees Fahrenheit. It is a cold and rainy. What is it? Christmas, after Christmas Eve? I don't know. It's the day after Christmas. There's a special name for it. But this project has been a bunch of problems because I anticipated some things to work some ways and it never did. And I really should have probably thought about some of the things better, but I never do. I guess that's part of learning, right? So you'll see this coming up. I'm not gonna go through. I'm going to drop the Z down a bit, force it to clean that up. It's supposed to have the bolt holes in here. Those are supposed to have cut through. So I don't know how close I am right now. So we'll have to find out. I'm probably gonna drop it down another 125 thousandths. Change, go back to the program or the computer, change some things so they all cut, because it did the Z height, or it did this thing in 2 steps. I set it down for 500 thousandths depth of cut, but I did like a 25 thousandths step over, and I could go quite a bit more aggressive with it, so I'm gonna try that. I had it going like 160, 170%, so almost 60 inches a minute, cutting down to 7,500 RPMs. It just sounded a lot better than me spinning it at 9 or 10,000. I'm gonna try that. I will show you guys the finished project in a bit. Alright guys, here's the finished part. Definitely had some issues throughout this project. Maybe I'll back up a bit. I don't really need these on anymore. Definitely had some issues. generally didn't program it very well, didn't think my setup through very well, so I could have done better. I've been out of this for 2 years, so I'm making a lot of mistakes I don't think I should be making, but I am. What this project taught me: a lesson in proper speeds and feeds. It's not always spinning a spindle as fast as you can and trying to cut as fast as you can. Sometimes proper chip load matters, which is what I found, because in the video I don't know if we'll cut it out, but I talk a little bit about how when I'm doing this is all an adaptive, so it just goes here, it interpolates down and then just sits here. It goes like this, just rapids, comes across, rapids, comes across, and just does that. I had it set for 500,000th depth of cut with a 25,000 step over, which was just like shaving it, just taking hairs off. So I moved the step over up on a second run through, but on this one I moved the spindle speed down to like 7,500 and got it going to about 60 inches per minute on feed. Excuse me. And that sounded a lot better, and the chips came out a lot better. It just gave me a much better overall look and feel. So overall, some of the tolerances I'm not super happy about. They're close, but these are the things that are keeping me from wanting to actually go full-time in like zometry or something. I'm having trouble just staying within that plus or minus 5, which is a big issue. I've got that mill trammed out and everything the way Tormach says, but I'm wondering if it's because it's like a 2011. I mean, I bought it used on auction from a college. I think it used to have the automatic tool changer because it's got bolts on the side for it, unless those come stock with it. But this circular thing here, or this circular boss up top, is supposed to be like 3.738 or something is the diameter of the bottom of the chuck, and it's like 10 thousandths, 12 thousandths under. Not super happy about that. The ID here, none of this stuff is really critical. I did screw up. I don't know if I'll be able to use this part. We'll get to that in a bit. So, but some of this stuff just isn't working the way I want it to. Depth, this should be 3/4, and I'm about 7 thousandths under, so 743 on that edge, 740 there, 744, and then 47 there. So I've got my, that's plus or minus 7 right there, or plus or minus like 3.5, but it's all minus. It's too much. It's not good. Overall, if I were the shop teacher and some kid come to me with this as a project, I'd give him a D, honestly. There's too many things. Well, I say that from my point of view, because I know what I'm supposed to, I know what I deem is acceptable, but this machine it's holding me back in weird ways that I haven't had happen with the Kumas and the Mazaks that I ran. But now the moment of truth, though, and we'll get more onto the fitment. Like this, that fits down, and there's just the slightest, I can feel it, but it's almost perfect. It's really good. There's little no rock. There is a slide, but I think part of that is if you look at the bottom of that contour right there, there's a step right down in here, and I don't know what caused it. It wasn't programmed in. It wasn't cut with 2 different tools. I don't think. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have really a clue on that one. So, but this does fit. These line up perfectly, like absolutely perfect, which was a complete guess, an absolute guess. So I don't know. I'm still a little bummed out that it works so well, but we're still so far off. I mean, the problem is that when you put a bolt in here to clamp that on, here, you know, I'd be able to cut out a little bit. This slot is too narrow for the bolt itself. Poor planning on my part. The other problem is I can't get a bolt head down there. So maybe a cap head screw, something. I might be able to grind and cut that out and make something like that. But I don't know. It's just little things here and there that are not the way they should be. So we'll move a little bit here. Maybe I should move you higher and have you look down on me. Is that I think that's a better camera view. Makes my jaw look better, I think. So you don't get to see my second and third chins this or that way though. But yeah, like I said earlier, back on topic, I tend to do that a lot. I jump off, and if you're in a conversation with me, you can always see me kind of, I'll be staring at you, boom, I'm gone. Boom, I'm back. I do that. That's just me. But these steps here, uneven. You can see it there. That was supposed to be, that means I didn't get my top and bottom stuff centered. So a little bit there, but that's from the first side. The first side also did this. I don't know what this contour, I didn't contour or tell it to do that. It should have taken that all, but I did learn some things here. We gotta have overlap, run the finish pass twice. So it just takes that out. There is another, right there. There's the finish mark for the second one. I don't even think you can see that. Yep, barely. Right there. You can just see that a little bit. I cannot feel that. So it's basically a witness mark, essentially. But yeah, that's this project. Might end up remaking it because I need that chuck for another project that I've got coming up or that I want to do. That's kind of what I'm doing, is just making a bunch of projects to get myself up to where I feel adequate. Like it's kind of an imposter syndrome, so to speak. So guys, with that ends shop day. Thanks for watching. You know, do the like, subscribe thing. That really helps. Like, if you've made it this far, you're the reason I make these videos, honestly. I'll see you guys in the next one.